from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Yeah. It's your boy Real Talk Marv. Welcome to another episode of the Views from the Friend Zone podcast. We got a little different studio set up, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get my Oprah on with my peoples and stuff.
That's
you know what I'm saying? I always start off having my boy to the right introduce himself.
It's your boy Cliff Brockman.
Then our guest.
Edmund Dorsalis.
Terrell Imperato.
Okay. Edmund, you got you too diesel to talk that low, man. Introduce yourself again.
Come on, man. Let the people know who you are.
Dorsalis.
All right,
Okay,
cool.
you know what I'm saying? My man guys, his muscles out and stuff like that. So, we're going to talk about fitness. We're going to talk about, the changes on the season stuff. I'm going to give my boys a chance to, introduce what they got going on. We'll do the show. And then at the end, you could, plug more about what y'all going on. But give a brief introduction of, who you are and what y'all got going on.
Okay, well, I'm Edmund Dorsalis. I'm a personal
Edmund, we need you to speak up, baby. Speak up, baby.
Apologize. Edmund Dorsalis. I'm a personal trainer at AMP Fitness in Franklin Square. That's basically about it.
Listen, when I post your picture up to promote the show, chicks was like, damn, I was getting hit up. So you can't disappoint them. You got to talk.
The ladies went wild, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to represent for the Zoes. These are Haitians. It's a Haitian set right now.
And we just had a Haitian flag day.
Come
you know what I'm
on,
saying?
man.
We got to let them know the Zoes are in the building.
Stop being humble,
we in
man.
the building.
Yeah.
I'm more of a shower, less talking.
Okay.
Cool.
I got it. So I guess I got a bit of hype, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rattle in here.
What's that shirt about? Plug
There
it,
we go.
plug
So
it.
this shirt right here, it basically means, for one thing, is this amp fitness. You should be able to want to go to the gym. You should be amped to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Not think of it as a job. So that was one reason why I came up with the name. It's not ironic that it's the first 4 letters or first 3 letters in my last name, but it's
You know what
cool.
I'm saying? You got to make it work. That's a good promo.
But I had to come up with an acronym with AMPD, so I said always making progress daily.
Always making progress daily. That's dope.
That's
and you
a
could
fact.
apply that kind of mentality to other things.
It's a fact.
But, holistically, you should always make progress no matter what you're doing.
Exactly.
It's a fact.
Okay, so, you plug where the location's at. So, give a little description of what y'all got going on and clients and stuff like that. How you got it going.
Edmund, you want to go first?
It's the summertime. Everybody trying to look like you, bro. So don't be humble.
I'm long way from
listen,
looking like you, but
don't
I
be
wanna get
humble.
motivated by the end of this episode.
Don't be humble,
Nobody's
bro.
Far from anything. Like I tell Terrell, our main goal is not really to change the body. Change the mind first.
Change the mind, the body will follow.
The body will follow wherever
Yeah.
the mind goes.
Okay.
So that's our main goal. Our gym basically it's not a swipe-in gym. Like you're not gonna come in and somebody take your card. It's basically more one-on-one personal training. We're basically the training wheels to your bicycle.
Okay.
That we call it. A lot of people go to gyms and they're intimidated. You see big brolic guys bigger than me.
Especially guys like my size. Like, what killed my momentum in the past, because believe it or not, I like to go to the gym, and then you hit little, potholes, and then you stop going. But I be in my own zone, and then you got other people just watching you or not making you feel comfortable. That's why, even though I'm not a member of Planet Fitness, I like the motto of like the judgment-free zone, because people see big people at the gym and they're thinking they laugh and stuff like that. But like, yo, laugh at a big motherfucker at McDonald's busting down 5 value meals. You can laugh at him because he's not trying to make progress daily. True. But if a fat dude is in the gym, you got to show him love, push him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's the misconception. I don't think they're really laughing at you. They just seem like looking back at where they started. But you on the other end, you thinking they looking at you.
So
like,
maybe we're self-conscious, we're in our head.
Secretly. But anyway, our gym basically is just a startup kit. We get you basically in the door. You get an idea, understanding the weights, how basically it's like the first step to reaching your goal.
Yeah.
So we get you to that step.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to add on to it, and I know you're talking about Planet Fitness. Ironically, that's where I kind of started out. When we had clients, I couldn't keep them outside, so I said, you know what, let's go to Planet Fitness. We got everybody memberships, and no offense, Planet Fitness, but basically one of the models is basically to make sure it's a judgment-free zone, and I agree with that. The only problem is, what about the people that are already in shape? It's like they were kind of pushing them out. and then they want everybody else.
Yo, they be having Pizza Tuesdays or
And
some
then,
shit.
yeah, Pizza
That
Tuesdays,
is
and
pizza
then
Good carbs.
good carbs.
Cars are my enemy, bro.
that energy in you.
Yeah, I think I abuse the carbs. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why. It's
But you're not the
working
only
for me.
one. The biggest problem we have, unfortunately, in America is the fact that we only limit ourselves to 3 meals a day. We got breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's right.
The actual reality of it, you're supposed to be eating 5, 6, maybe 7
And
meals.
that's the
small meals a day.
misconception that a lot of people have, because a lot of people, when they first want to lose weight, they're like, I'm going to stop eating.
Exactly.
And that hurts you even more because your
Exactly.
body holds
Yeah.
on
It
to
slows
it.
your
So it's
metabolism.
Slow your
like,
metabolism
one of the
down, yeah.
worst misconceptions people see me is like, yo, they must think I eat. Sometimes I'll eat 1 meal, maybe 2 meals a day, and it's bad. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Because I don't really eat enough.
Yeah. Well, basically, the other part with that is your body is like, we'll say a car. But let's say it's a car that also has the electricity powering it up as well. So now, let's just say you don't get gas for that car, ever. But then you're just running on electricity. After a while, that electricity is going to burn out too. And then you're running with nothing.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of mentality that people are thinking, like, oh, if I don't eat, I could technically lose weight.
And
The only problem is you eat one meal. If there's 10% of fat in that meal, your body's going to store it because your body's going to start outsmarting you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's where the problem comes
And
in.
that's what I was going to touch up. Your body's meant to survive.
Yeah.
So let's say you're only eating 1 meal a day. Your body now will slow down its metabolism to a new level of slowness.
Okay.
So now it's gonna, let's say you only ate 500 calories. It's gonna take forever to burn that 500 calories. Where if you're eating constantly,
And your
6 meals, your body knows I'm gonna get 6 meals. So it'll burn that 500 done, and it'll go keep burning,
for the next.
you know, onto the next
cool.
one. Exactly.
So we gave you guys a little introduction on what they got going on. So now we're gonna throw them in the mix and run our regular show. You know what I'm saying? So our first topic is called Thot in Season, right? And the summer's coming up, and I think it's the misconception that, you know, thoughts, that whole over there kind of stuff like that. But I truly believe, let me ask you guys this first. Are you guys single? You guys in relationships?
Relationship 2 years.
Yeah. I'm married. I got married last year.
Nice.
We
We're
married too, dog.
Yeah.
But we
to give the single people advice and also just speak to people about relationships in general. So Thot in Season, because the weather's starting to get nice and then people start acting like thots. Men are thots too. So
Yep.
we always leave that, you know, acronym to just the woman, but men are thots too. But what I want to stress is that we have to have a Thot in Season. We have to have the season where we go out, we see what we want before we can really determine if we're ready to be in a relationship.
It's a
So we're
fact.
approaching Thot in Season, especially Memorial Day weekend next weekend. I feel like that's the official beginning of the Thot in Season.
Opening
You know?
day.
That's a fact.
That's opening day, like in baseball, right?
Yeah.
Opening
So
day.
we're gonna jump into the topic. So, what do you do to get ready for Thot in Season? We're gonna have, you know, you guys are in great shape, so you guys could, you know,
Appreciate
explain how you getting ready for
If
Thot
I
in
was
Season.
single.
If you were single.
Okay.
If you listen, always put if you single. You
I
never
was
know if you're.
We always gotta put that
I'm trying to
disclaimer
stay
out.
married, you know what I'm
You
saying?
know what I
Yeah.
mean? You make sure that you know that
So
they
what
don't
would you
change
do
the
to get
locks
ready
when
for
you
Thot
get
in
home.
Season?
Well, truthfully, I mean, getting ready started at the end of Labor Day. Being honest, if you were doing what you were supposed to
You
do
see?
during the whole
And
winter,
that's a real fitness person because
understand.
us people who out of shape is just like, yo,
2 months, 3 months, they think.
March shit, and we like, yo, May's 2 months from now. So because January the gym was crazy,
Yep.
we kind of trying to, you know, don't want to be in that mix.
that's
New year,
automatic.
new me, people.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
I call it.
St. Patrick's Day, we might be drinking. So I think after St. Patrick's Day, then people start thinking, you know what? I got to get ready for Thot in Season.
You know what hit them? When we had those 280-degree days randomly.
Yeah.
What was it? I think it was March.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
everybody's like, wow, summer's going to be hot. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, clients were signing up. I'm like, listen, I got to get ready. I got to do this. I got to do that.
So you saw a spike in business because
Always.
of the weather.
Always.
The weather.
Looking forward to the
Yeah.
Thot in Season.
Okay.
But I say summer bodies are made in the winter. That's what I tell my clients.
Yeah.
You give me 9 months. It takes 9 months to create a life. 9 months to be the best version of you. No matter what shape you are, you come to me. Us.
See, I think for the regular person, winter's cuffing / I'm eating bullshit because I ain't outside running around kind of stuff like that. So we need to get people to change their mentality and realize
Agreed.
you can't get ready for Thot in Season like last minute. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Not an overnight process.
Not overnight.
Okay.
Another problem is they use the holidays as an excuse. Like, oh, Thanksgiving, I gotta eat bad. Then Christmas, I gotta eat bad. New Year's, I gotta eat bad.
As a Haitian suit, Jumu.
Exactly. That's a fact. That's a fact.
What about you, Cliff? What do you do to get ready for Thot season?
I'm a married man, happily married man, but to get ready for Thot season, what I do is I just change my outlook on things, you know what I mean, differently. You know, in the wintertime, I might be more relaxed or whatever. But even though you're in a relationship, you still can be able to look good. You still want the compliments, right? You still want, you know, you still want to be able to go to the gym, work out, and do certain things. So the ladies can say, so they can still holler knowing that you still got it, but acting on it is wrong. Yeah. But knowing that you still got it is a whole different ballgame. So I still go to the gym 4 or 5 days a week. I cut out I get out Sunday when you know what I mean, when it getting time to get ready for Thot season. That's all.
Well, you know, me as a person who know damn well I needed more than 9 months. So how I would get ready for Thot season, I'd make sure my gear was straight. Okay. Make sure my kicks was cool. Okay. Make sure the car was detailed. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew I wasn't going to be flexing muscles and stuff like that. Okay. You know, I probably work on my arms to have like a little something coming out of the sleeves and stuff like that. But, you know, I knew, you know, I had to prepare a year and a half for the real Thot season. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you, the next question I want to ask you guys about this is, do you find yourself single or trying to be single during Thot season? Obviously, everyone's in a relationship, but we're going to talk about like before you was in a relationship. Did you kind of make relationships, you know, some people sabotage their relationships as the weather get better. No. The choices change a little bit when the weather gets nicer. That's a fact. You see a little more skin, you start to say, you know what? Maybe that thing I was holding down in the winter is not going to make the cut when Thot season starts. Yeah, so she
got a 3-month contract.
Automatic.
Obviously, when relationships, but prior to being in a relationship, do you think you find yourself trying to be single to get ready for Thot season or make that happen?
Summer, I practically enjoyed summer, especially this time when you killing yourself in the gym. Yeah. Summer's your like showtime season. Yeah. You're showing off. I would buy a V-neck, some nice jeans, some Jordans. Yeah. Good to go. Yeah. You know,
keeping it simple.
Keeping it simple.
Okay. So you've never found yourself in a situation where, you know, you got tired of the person you was with because, you know, at summertime there's choices, you know what I mean? And you kind of push them to the curb, especially if you was on the fence about them.
If I'm on the fence, then, yeah, I have found myself, you're like, you might force an argument or two, like, you know what, give me 2 weeks. Sort it out for 2 weeks, get some time off, and then you'd be like, you know what, the grass is green where you water it. Yeah. You know,
okay. Really I found myself, my tolerance, when I was in single mode, my tolerance is like, yo, man, like, you know, you was giving me headaches all winter, and now you see better things, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now your tolerance, especially after Valentine's Day, you know what I'm saying? You kind of got the vibe if this person gonna mean something or not. Nah. After that, man, you got to push them to the curb.
The crazy shit is, right, I'm a goon, so real talk. So I would go by the TV shows. I would fuck with you on The Wire in the wintertime, and then when Entourage came in the summer, your contract was over. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So I went by the TV show calendars back in the days. But you know, it's all different. It's different strategies. So you know what I'm saying? I usually try to give them when I was single, give them a 3-month contract. After 3 months, you know what you're dealing with.
It's
right?
true.
Truthfully, I mean, with me, when I was single, that's exactly what I was. My uncle told me one thing, and I just rolled with it. He said, listen, you young, enjoy it. So what I did, I was like, listen, I'm booking trips. I'm not going to Miami when everybody in New York is going to Miami. I'm going to wait. I want to party with people that I won't see again.
Oh, okay, that's a fact.
So this way, now when I'm available, technically, this is before I met my wife.
No, we always put the
when
disclaimer
I'm available,
out there.
When it comes down to it, I want to enjoy that life, and I don't want to have to stress myself out. That actually leads to weight gain anyway. So I'm like, listen, I want to be happy.
Lead to weight gain.
Of course, it's a fact.
In your best shape when you're single.
Of course.
And that's another advice. You said something that's critical that I want to advise my single people is that, like, you know, people get ready for these like Memorial weekends and they go to Cancun or Miami. And you've pretty much taken the New Yorkers you see already with you, man. Exactly. Go experience something different, man. Don't travel in those same packs. It's true. Especially as you get a little older. Like, okay, you know, it's cool when you're younger to travel in the same packs, but you got to get out and see people. Go enjoy the natives of certain places and learn from that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially in Thot season. The reason why I think Thot season is important is because, one, I feel like in order to be the best person in a relationship, you got to have a whole phase. You got to hold yourself out, right? Because when you don't hold yourself out and, you know, you're stuck with, I don't want to say stuck was a bad word to use. When you choose to eliminate all the other choices and just concentrate on one person, when you only had that one limited experience, your mind is always wondering.
It's true.
When I was a kid, I used to be worrying about, not to say that, you know, I want to wifey a whore, but like when I was a kid, I was worrying about body numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's true.
You get married to a woman who's had one other man. You know, after a while, the mind starts to wonder. Like, she wonders, like, what did I sign up for?
Yeah, that's a
fact. Did I buffet enough penises in her life? You gotta be real.
That's a
I
fact.
think we move so much in ego, we don't think about that kind of stuff like
true,
that.
it's true.
You know what I'm saying? We always concentrate thinking, our penis is the best. I put it down the best and stuff like that. You want someone to be able to be like, you know what? From my experiences, this is good. This is how we could get better so you can know each other. You know what I'm saying? When people don't have something to refer to, their mind always wander. So thotting season is important. If you out here single, thot to the best of your abilities, right? Because you want to be able to have something to compare to. Be respectful, wear protection. Don't get no cocktails this weekend and stuff like that. No STDs, but you know, thot to your best abilities. You know what I'm saying?
Can I add to that real quick?
Sure.
Go ahead.
That's when you go from learning how to have sex to learning how to make love. Being honest.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
you know what works, what doesn't work, so on and so forth.
That's
if
a
you
fact.
don't have the experience to do that, then obviously you're kind of lost in the system.
That's a fact.
And that's why people in relationships cheat.
Yeah.
Because they're missing something that actually, you know, that person can't provide for them.
You good?
Yeah, kind of embarrassing, but you know. Anyway, we're gonna keep it moving. Another thing people need to realize is that you have to embrace who you're dealing with during the thotting season. You know what I'm saying? You have to figure out if you thotting with the wrong crowd, if you thotting with someone who has potential or not. You know what I'm saying? So I personally always feel like you can have a lineup. You can have the starting thoughts and the backup thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys ever choose to have a certain rotation when you're thotting?
When I was single, you know, what I would do is in the wintertime, I would keep somebody who was cooking a lot. You know what I'm saying? Great to cuddle, you know what I'm saying? And to keep a conversation with me, right?
Exactly.
But in the summertime when I was single, I'm trying to fuck everything that walks. I'm just keeping it real talk. So right now I'm just, you know, going after whatever it takes, you know, trying to dress fly, spark of the conversation, going to every happy hour after work function, everything possible. In the wintertime, you want to thot with class. In the summertime, you want to do some whole shit. So you hitting every after work spot. You go in the gym, make sure your body's is right. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what it is. And then you post certain things that you like, okay. You know what get the attention. So it's always about different seasons, how you thotting. That's how I play it out.
What about you, Terrell?
For me, when I was single, it wasn't like a rotation. It was just it's a common sense kind of thing. It's knowing which one to call, which one not to call.
Yeah.
And like he said, you know, I want the woman, especially in the winter, that I can cuddle with and kind of be comfortable when I wake up in the morning.
That's a fact.
I'm like, you know what? She's cooking breakfast.
Yeah.
Or I don't mind cooking breakfast for her. But in the summer, I'm not calling nobody.
Yeah.
I'm looking for new numbers to pick up.
That's a fact.
I say this, when you having your thought in selection, right? I said there's three thoughts. You have your opera thought, you have your movies thought, and you have your Netflix thought. And this is the difference.
Damn.
Your opera thought, you could take to trips, you can go to the opera with, you could take it to Broadway and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because you need to have someone that stimulates your mind. Your movie thought, you don't mind taking her out and stuff like that, but you know she's not going to appreciate everything, but you can still take her out to eat and stuff like that. Then you have your Netflix thought. Your Netflix thought only sees your apartment or you see their apartment. You know what I'm saying? They're not really built for all of that.
So they
fellas, sometimes if a girl only hits you up to go chill or to do whatever, you her Netflix thought. You know what I'm saying? It don't only work the other way around. You know what I'm saying? So I always feel like you got to have different levels. When you're in your thoughting season, different prospects to thought with. You know what I'm saying? So the last question on this topic is, do you ever save your top thoughting from season prospects to cut over to cuffing season? So you can't always mess with 5, 10 at a time. You kind of got to
Financially, it's impossible.
Financially, it's impossible.
Mentally too, man.
Mentally too.
You said a great thing. Financially, it's impossible.
It's impossible.
Right? Yeah.
Some dudes are cheap, so some dudes make it work. Some dudes are always in a woman's pocket,
Yeah.
or vice versa, so they don't worry about the finances. But if you're a grown man out here thought and you realize, you know what I'm saying, you got to pay for dates, you got to pay for drinks, and it adds up. It becomes a bill.
That shit like car insurance.
You know what I'm
Basically.
saying? So the question is, how do you convert your thoughting season to your cuffing season? Like, what's the selection criteria?
Comes from the side piece to the main piece. We'll
Yeah.
say.
You started off.
Cooking.
So if the female, it's bad to use female because that could be to anything. If the woman can cook, she can move from the summer thoughting kind of rotation to the cuffing.
Cooking, good conversation, good head. She's on the next level.
See, those three, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
Repeat that. That was a good combination.
Yeah.
So repeat that for
We
us.
gotta give my man a standing ovation. That's a standing ovation. That's a standing ovation. That's good.
Good conversation, good head. She's made it to the next level.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow.
Even our engineer agrees with that, right?
You know what? I'm gonna piggyback on it. I was gonna let you go, but I gotta.
Nah, definitely. Go ahead.
No, you know the reason why I say the cooking part is good head is always important. Cause I don't want to fuck listen. I'm 33. I've been fucking a long time. When I was single, listen. Good head is important, but cooking. The reason why cooking is important is because she took the time out of her busy schedule to say, you know what, this is what Cliff like, this is what Edmund like, this is what Terrell like. You know, let me make sure I get it done. It's easy for us to go to Roof Chris, Calm Minds, and get a nice meal, whatever. Boom. But when she cook it with love, that's when you know you got something different because she cares. That's why the cooking part is important.
And I wanna co-sign
like
and
that.
go to the next level. What you saying, good head, right? Because head is when you show the commitment to that person, right? Because a woman could enjoy getting, back shots or getting dug down and stuff like that. But head is when you show me how much you appreciate me, and vice versa. If a dude head is trash, he's selfish, man. He should be talking to you and trying to find out how he can get his head game up. So, and the cooking thing, like you said, the way to a man's heart.
Important.
You
Important.
know what I'm saying?
Important.
So what about you? What is your criteria to go from the summer to the cuffing season?
Honestly, just to piggyback and to add on to it, the most important part is her understanding what her role is. We get caught up.
You got to clarify that
I'm gonna say,
you're going to get some
men
women
have
like, what do you
roles
mean
too.
my role?
No, men have roles too. What I'm saying is she has to understand, if I'm putting this on the table, it's nothing more, nothing less. If I say we're still going to be single, but we're still going to have our come together nights where, you know what, you come over, I come over there, and we're cool with that, I'm perfectly fine. The second you start to collect feelings and so on and so forth, which is understandable on both parts, from the man
So that's
and
when
the
you
woman.
move from the friends to benefits to
Exactly,
titles?
Because the problem is we both understand, like, hey, you know what, this is temporary. Unless you know that you're going to build with them, it's selfish if you don't prove it that way.
Yeah.
So, one of the main parts with both ends, both male and females, we got to make sure you put everything on the table before you start eating.
Yeah.
That was a good answer. I like
Good.
that. That's a good answer.
What about you? To me, I think what goes from, the summertime thought into to that winter is, like you said, is what you hit on with the food, the head, and what was the
Communication.
And communication. But it's also just having that focus, right? Because some people attitudes change with the season. You know what I'm saying? Not only do we want to enjoy ourselves, but I think the winter time is also time when you start building towards the future or start planning and stuff like that. Because we're not out here, running around, enjoying ourselves like that. You spend a lot of time talking in the winter and building stuff like that. So I need to know, we can start talking about, what we're trying to get accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Like me, once a woman can say that, we have goals and she wants to work on her goals and she wants to see how I can help her work on the goals and how vice versa goals, that's when I'm like, this is something serious. When it's not just about pleasure, we start thinking about how we're going to build that kingdom. Even before we'd established relationships, when I can see that you're someone who has goals That's a big thing for me, right?
Even
Because
to add
someone would
off of that, I'm sorry to cut you off, but if you ever go to the gym and you see couples working out, and that to me is bliss. It's just like, wow, you see both of them are actually caring about each other's health.
Yeah.
That means
They're trying to
you
get
know
right
they're
together.
focusing on helping each other get to that end goal, which you just spoke about.
Yeah.
You know, and health is wealth. I mean, if you invest in each other's health and you're looking out for each other, that means you want a future with them.
That's beautiful. Anything else to say on this topic? I'm gonna move on to the next topic. The next topic is called "Living Your Best Life." You know, and Cardi B has that banging song "Living Your Best Life." But to me, it's thinking about all aspects, like you said, with the health. It's about getting your wealth right. It's getting your goals together and stuff like that. So we want to talk about how do you go about living your best life, and then I want to throw into get tips from you guys because you guys are focused on mind, body, and soul kind of things. Like, first question is, what are your tips for living your best life and your most happy life?
Don't believe Instagram.
Yo, Instagram be having you
fake.
chasing,
even their lives, even
chasing
the quotes
stuff.
is filtered now. Everybody's a gimmick. Like my man would say, everybody has their own Bible that they read. So it's just doing the best that you can do yourself, being the best that you can be. Don't follow anybody. Don't compare yourself to the next man or the next woman. They may look happy on Instagram, but they could be the worst couple. She could be cheating on him. He could be cheating on her.
I always tell people, social media is reality TV. You think it's real, but it's scripted.
It's Black Mirror.
Like, you'll sometimes see videos where it's just like, somebody taking the greatest picture in front of this nice car and stuff like that, but the jewels are borrowed. That's his man's whip. Those clothes ain't even his, but you fall in love with that image kind of thing, and vice versa. It's so crazy to the point now because of social media that it's just like, before you used to like be astonished by a big butt. Now it's just like, it's Dr. Miami or something like that.
True.
So to me, it's like I actually find more interest in flaws when it's just like, yo, her ass look crazy, but it's flawed, it's dimpled up and stuff like that. The thighs match. To say, the things that we used to think was like, flaws, to me now is beautiful because it's natural, it's real kind of thing like that. So what are your tips on living the most happy and best life?
Simply put, eliminate negativity, man. A lot of people and a lot of things in your life that could be pulling you back, adding stress to your life, you got to eliminate it. It doesn't matter who it is or what it is. The second you realize what you can be doing instead of dealing with that, you started making yourself priority.
Yeah.
And, that's the most important part.
What do you think? That's a good answer.
To piggyback to what Terrell was saying, you definitely gotta associate yourself with positive energy, right? Right. You don't want to hang out with somebody who's always negative or somebody who always got something that you feel like on some hating shit, right?
Exactly.
Hating and getting motivated is two different things, right?
Definitely.
See, I work out too 4 or 5 days a week. You know what I'm saying? But I already got some fat on me too. So I get bulked this way, but I don't get slim. What you call it? I look at Judge and say, you know what? I got to turn my whole workout around. And that's not hate. That's something to say, you know what? I'm going to bring these guys on to learn from that. That's a different ballgame. So you got to surround yourself with positive energy, especially when you get to a certain age, right? Because you always can learn. You could be there's somebody in the gym that could be 16 years old that could teach you a new exercise. Exactly. It happened to me all the time. I'll come in the gym. I could be putting up 225 or doing something this way, and then I see a young boy doing something. I'll go up to him and ask him because I'm motivated to get better. Exactly. So always surround yourself with positive energy and motivate yourself to reach your top goals. That's what I say.
I think as you get older, the happiest in your best life is realizing, like, what's important to you to make you happy and to make you whole, not necessarily chasing after. Like when I was younger, it was always about, I want to have money like such and such. I want to shine like such and such. Then you kind of realize, like, yo, having the money don't necessarily complete you.
It's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? It's building beautiful moments with people, being there for your family and friends and stuff like that. Like, to me, I go to the club from time to time, and I go there, and especially like when you're with New Yorkers, people staying around to see who outfit is better. Not really dancing like they should. Everyone's trying to see who's going to pop the most bottles, watch who's popping bottles and stuff like that. Like me, I could go home, chill with friends, play spades, drink some alcohol, eat some good food, and to me, that's more lit than anything. So I feel like as you get older, to live your best life, you got to start saying like, yo, what's my core? What's my happy? What's my rock kind of thing? And like who you can share these moments with, because all of that stuff passed. You buy a pair of Jordans, and the next month they put out another pair of Jordans, and now you're not that fly anymore.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like if you continue to compete with people on like superficial stuff or on items, materialistic stuff, you won't be happy. But if you find out like, what I could do for a living that makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? I work in investment banking, and I realize like, some of the things that I'm doing or just the job that I'm chasing is not really making me happy. But when I help people, when I have conversation with people, it's like, yo, that's dope. This makes me happy because I get to talk to people about real stuff and have this conversation with other people to be like, yo, this is the stuff that people are thinking about. Because we always in our heads thinking, what we need to do next to be better and stuff like that. But we look at what Oprah's doing, what T.I.'s doing, what Beyonce's doing. And not to say it's not good to shoot for those kind of things, but like, yo, be happy on what's for you. True. I think we spend so much time wasting chasing other people's dreams and realizing, yo, that's not for me.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Even when we're chasing partners and stuff like that, when you're younger, you're like, yo, shorty gotta have a fatty, shorty gotta have this, shorty gotta have long hair and stuff like that. And then you get those things and you realize like, yo, that person has no depth to them. So it's nice to smash or whatever, but then I don't feel nothing from it. You know what I'm saying?
When it comes to relationship or life in general, you want to start with building a foundation that's going to be strong, right? Because we all do it, right? At one point in time, you be like, damn, I want the baddest chick. I want this. I want the flyest car. But then you realize, you know what? Fuck it. That bad chick don't bring no substance to the table. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Now you need something that you can go home and talk about real life shit. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? How we going to buy the next house? How we buy this next building? How we going to whatever? You might get that bad chick that only care about seasonal stuff. What's popping now, and then she don't have a mindset for later. So when it comes to relationship or life in general, you want to build a foundation with somebody, and that's important to me.
And I want to add to that because you were talking about investment banking. I was working in the banking industry too. Yeah. It wasn't until I met my wife when she was like, listen, does this make you happy? And I sat at my desk and I had an epiphany. I'm like, listen, I hate this job. So that's what motivated me to get into fitness because I'm like, listen, this is something I can do for the rest of my life. Yeah, it's keeping me healthy too.
It's a fact.
As a basketball player or a former basketball player, as a basketball coach, it's like life is stressful. Yeah. And I was working in New York City. Everybody looks like a zombie until Thursdays come up because everyone knows Thursday there's a happy hour. Friday is the day before the weekend. We all go in the happy hour.
That's a fact.
Saturday we do whatever we want. Sunday we got to get ready for work. Oh shit, I'm done. Yeah. And then you have to get ready for next week.
To even to add on to what you're saying, like when you work in investment banking and stuff like that, you'll have colleagues or you'll see people who's like shining stars or who's getting so much money and stuff like that. Then you start asking them about their life, and then you'll see that so many things are missing. They're not really happy. They don't get time to see their kids. They have this nice stuff, but they don't have time to take advantage of that nice stuff. So then you kind of start to wonder, like, is it worth it kind of stuff? Like to me, I don't chase other people's success. I chase what's going to make me and wifey happy. Because if you try to live other people's lives, you spend so much time not appreciating what you have because you're chasing what other people are doing.
100%.
So let me ask the next question. The next question is, what do you need to have balance in your life? What you need to do to have balance in your life?
Gym time. Gym is my therapy for me. It's easy to pay somebody who's going through the same thing and pay them and ask them for solutions, and they're going through the same exact thing. But the thing is, the iron, 45 pounds will always be 45 pounds. Mm-hmm. The amount of energy you put in is the amount of energy you'll get back. Yeah. 1 hour of pain is worth a lifetime of pride. Mm-hmm. I always tell people that. Yeah. So, the gym, I would definitely need the gym, a good partner, good friends. Mm-hmm. That's about it for me.
What about you, Terrell?
Honestly, it's preparation and happiness. You got to prepare even daily what you're going to do. So this way, even if gym time, if you're making it a priority, you already know how to set up that time. It's not like it's, you know what, oh, it's a burden now. I got to get to the gym. No, I prepared enough time to get there. I prepared enough time to get my workout in. I prepared enough time, even mentally, just to escape everything for a little while. When I'm in the gym, I put my headphones on. Nobody exists. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's the one thing is it's like you get in that zone. And then when you get home, you get to spend that time with your family. You get to spend that time with your kids if you have them, or with your friends, or whatever it is. And you need that. Mm-hmm. You need to hear those stories of everybody else doing good, doing well. One of the things with me, which inspired me to open up my own business and to get other people like Edmund involved, is simply because, like, you know what, making it to the top is great, but it sucks because you have nobody to tell your story to.
Yeah, exactly.
But it'll be great if you have 5 or 6 people sitting around at the pool smoking your cigars, and we talk about all our struggles and how those struggles shaped us into making progress and success.
I think that's one of the most important things. It's easy to concentrate on, like, you know what, and I think sometimes we get so caught up, or we're so caught up on trying to shit on people, trying to be on top so I can shit on people. People can be jealous. I'd rather have everybody around me eat. So it's just like, you know, it's not a jealousy kind of thing. It's just like, you know what, Monday I got it. We go out, I got it. Tuesday Cliff could get it. You know, Wednesday you could get it.
That's a fact.
So that we all could just live on that, not equal plane, but just like, you know, where it's just like there's no envy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Indeed. I think to have balance is to be able to appreciate the time that you do have.
True.
No matter who you are. I have 24 in a day. You have 24 in a day. You know what I'm saying? You have 24 in a day. I feel like the balance is being able to use that 24, like you said, health, wellness, and then just to like really rebuild your soul kind of thing. I think another thing people don't do enough to balance is read. I'm trying my best to, you know, starting to read books by people who I admire. Because not to only see their success, but to see how their life is otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Because if you just want Jay-Z's success, it's cool, but you need to see how Jay-Z balances overall and not just chasing after trying to be like Jay-Z kind of thing. Because that path, people always just focus on that end point, but you got to understand there's a path to it. It's not a straight path, and I want to get that balance of like knowing, okay, this is what I want to make myself happy. This is what I need to get better. What about you?
To have a great life and balance is, I think the 2 most important things is definitely health, what you call it, and also putting God first in your life. You gotta have religion. Wow. You gotta have religion.
Got that on point.
You gotta have religion. Like
you got that.
God. I mean, people was. You know, I went through my struggles. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and be a hypocrite. Say I was always in the church, whatever. Boom. But it's until I incorporate God into everything I do, because my mom's very religious. That's when things, sky's the limit, and it's only going up from here. Like, you understand? Like, I work literally 5 days of work, 16 hours a day, right? And what you call it, I do a lot of hours. But through those hours, I work out 2 hours a day. 1 day of cardio, 1 day of weight training when I'm at my job and all that, what you call it. But I'm always praying every day. I'm thankful for the getting up. I'm thankful for this, what you call it. And just, you don't got to be super religious. Just look at something to pray for 30, 40 minutes or just talk to him, because that's when things are going to start looking up. We always hit a downhill, but we got to put God in our life first. 100%.
Cool. So the last question on living your best life, I want to throw like a wrench into the system and ask like a ratchet type question, right? So this question is, you go over your associate house, you and wifey, and you find out that they're swingers. Do you feel you can participate with your spouse that you're with now?
The one I'm with now.
Answer that first. Hell no.
You got to know your lady, dog.
Yeah, she's.
You think so?
She's amazing. I can't even complain. She'd probably look at me like, Ed, do you want to do this? You know the consequences? If I say yes, she's down.
Wow, that's a good one.
That's beautiful. What about you?
Dog, you know my wife. I couldn't even bring the idea because my wife is Dominican and black. They're super jealous. That wouldn't happen. So you gotta know your lady, right? Yeah. You gotta know your lady. You know what button you could push or you could try, whatever. Yeah. I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna be able to.
I'm going to say no as well. But I feel like my wife always. This is how she shuts down this conversation, right? Like threesome conversations and stuff like that. She's just like, all right, cool. So you want to have a threesome? Me, you, and another dude. I'm like, F out of here. That's not gonna work. She know damn well I'm not gonna partake in that and stuff like that. So that's gonna work. But some people can make that. Some people can make that work. I just feel like it's an ego thing.
It's one of them situations. Like I said, you gotta know your lady. You gotta know your relationship, and you gotta know what works. Because a question like that could also destroy it. Because now you letting her know like you thinking about somebody else. Yeah. See, his lady's super dope because she's like, you know what? I'm riding out. I know my lady. My lady's like, no, I'm not going for that.
She won't ride out. She'll ask me. She's basically, she'll do what it takes to please me. So if that's what I wanted at the time, she'll let it be done. But at the same time, I would have to do that when she wanted that favor done. Yeah. As well. That's where the communication comes.
And I think that's the break. That's the breakdown because everyone, it's always dope when you talk about, we're going to have a threesome, we're going to bring another woman to the bedroom and stuff like that. But when you got to check your ego and be like, yo, another dude's going to be taking care of your woman. Exactly. Are you built for that?
Yeah, you built for that.
I mean, the noises and the faces you used to making a mate. Are you built to see another dude make that happen?
Just like in the movie The Best Man, when he was about to marry her,
and
he kept
in his head he saw,
like, hey, this dude was making my woman scream.
Yeah.
I'm thinking in the back of my mind, there's no way in hell I'll let some other man get the benefits that I get on a daily basis. There's no way.
To be honest with you, I'm built from the system of I can't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what makes it tough. That's why it always shuts down the conversation because she'd be like, you down with a threesome? I'm like, yeah, you get to pick a woman. And she's just like, no, what if I pick a dude? I'm like, nah, man, I'm not.
It's done, yeah.
I'm not.
No, that ain't that kind of conversation.
But there's swingers. There are people who are open to swinging. So obviously, we all answer on our perspective. What do you think makes it possible for people to be swingers? Because I'm not going to shout them out. My boy actually hit me up this weekend. Before I even put this, I had the topic already made, and then he hit me and told me, like, yo, he sent me a picture, and he said, like, yo, this dude wants me to join this swinging party, and this is the dude's wife. And he said, you can have fun with my wife. Just make sure you bring a girl, too. I'm like, what makes people get to that point? Because I feel like sometimes people are like, yo, I don't want us to break up. I don't want us to be cheating behind each other's back. We might as well do it up front so that we can stay together. Do you think, like, that's a valuable way for people to stay together when they start swinging and people know what's going on?
Listen, it's a vibe. Like I said, you got to know your lady, right? Because the swinging part, it could start off cool and great or whatever, boom. In my head, make a day, I used to go to Vegas and do what I gotta do. That was before I was married. You know what I'm saying?
We always gotta put that disclaimer out.
Before I was married, do it and do what I gotta do, whatever. But like I said, you always gotta know your situation and who you're dealing with, right? Because the swinging part could start off great. You know what I mean? Y'all could meet this couple, whatever, boom. But what happens when that other person in a relationship, she wants to take it to the next level? Now she's calling you besides everybody else, group activity, or that guy.
I heard that's the number one thing that messes it up.
Or that
when
guy,
people try to do secret stuff.
Or that guy is calling your lady behind your back, and now it's what you call. So it all it's about communication. I think with the swinging part, don't go on that avenue if you're not ready for it, because it's a whole different ball. It's a whole different dynamics of how the relationship's gonna run, right?
Yeah, I mean, even if you even look at it, it's just like if you've seen all the celebrities that went through it, their relationship never lasted.
No,
I don't know if I can name a few.
Angela Jolie and Brad Pitt was into the swinging.
What
thing.
About Will Smith and Jada? They're supposedly swing and open like that.
Where's the proof with that? I'm talking maybe Robin Thicke and Paula Patton kind of thing, because I know Paula Patton pulled the plug on that relationship in a heartbeat.
That's a fact.
He made a whole album for her.
He did a side situation, and that's when dudes mess the game up.
But
if you have a woman who's willing to ride out and do it openly, why do that joint on the side, yo?
I mean,
it's all
like you said, if it's an avenue you're ready for,
yes,
and you know your woman, do it. But honestly, to me, that's like their way of having quote unquote fun. Yeah, I'm not down for that fun either. I mean, it's just different.
Because right, what you're doing when you do the swinging thing is basically saying like, when you're in a relationship, it's what you call it. You value the person you with. It's like having a good trophy. Once everybody else is with the trophy, you're like, man, I don't want this shit no more. So it's the swinging part is basically saying I don't want to be selfish to my significant other more. I want to give him more, whatever. Boom. But you got to be ready for that avenue. That avenue's dangerous. That joint right there, it's a whole different ball game. A whole different ball game. So it's about communication and knowing your lady. I know I wouldn't get that hall pass. For mine's, I don't think my brother would get that hall pass.
Nah, definitely not.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know, it's the crazy thing. I always say in this situation is just like, you know, even if I mustered up the ability to be partaking in the swinger thing, my thing is just like, you know, she can't do oral on a dude.
That's what I always say.
That is the deal breaker.
That's the deal breaker.
That's the deal. Especially if dude tries to finish in her mouth.
Oh, man.
I'm scarred, B.
But
I am scarred.
Hold on. When you talk about the swinging game, that's
you
the
can't have rules.
avenue.
That's part of the game.
That's part of the
but
rules
I'm
and
not built for
regulation.
that. I am not
Yo,
built for
that eyes wide shut shit is really going down
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
You
I
just
think
gotta
I
be
think I
ready
could
for
get
it.
even though I know when I think about it,
You know why?
it's
'Cause
hard to see another dude
Because,
smashing
no.
wifey. But I think mentally I could just, if I had to, get over it. But dude finishing wifey mouth, I'm done.
Yeah,
can't.
because
I'm not built for
it's
that, B.
degraded, right? Because it's like you're like, damn, he gets to do that
No
level.
matter how many times she brush her teeth, I'm still gonna feel like, man, some remnants is still in there. I can't do it.
Ready
B.
for that avenue because now you like, damn, this you trash. Why would you let him do that? Because
Yeah,
you're gonna get
get
mad
mad,
off
yeah.
that,
You're gonna
and vice versa.
And
She
that's
gonna
the
like,
end of the relationship right there.
yeah.
You're
So
done.
it's
Yeah.
just it's a very dangerous game, right? You gotta know your lady, communication factor, and you can't bring it up. You know what you can take at the point, especially if you're in a relationship past 6 months. You know what avenue you can go up. You can't be talking that swinger joint and then no. You see, the head joint it'll finish you.
It finishes
you.
you.
know what I'm saying? So
It finishes you. So, all right, so we're going to move on to the last topic. The last topic is called Big Love, right? Because, and Big Love used to be a show on HBO where the guy was married to multiple women, stuff like that. It was like the Mormons kind of stuff like that.
Okay.
But I want to take it to the aspect of a more realistic thing with Big Love, where it's just like, how many times are we in a relationship and the best way we got over our last situation is we jump into the next relationship, but we still kind of love the person we was with before. We try our best to just not think about them, ignore them and stuff like that. But as you in your new relationship, you hit certain avenues and you realize like, yo, I still love my old joint. So we're going to talk about how do you go, address that kind of situation. First question is, can you love someone and still be in love with someone else?
I believe so.
Yeah, because we always say that, I'm not over my ex kind of stuff like that. But can you truly be in love with someone, like you love this person, but you still in love with someone else as well?
I mean, there's two definitions of love.
Okay.
There's in love and love.
Okay.
Now, you can have love like you wish the last person's success, health, wealth, whatever, but you're not in love with them. You don't want to be with them. So that's how I see it. Like, those are just two definitions of love. I don't think you could be in love with two people at the same time. It's physically, mentally impossible because you're not giving the person that you're with now 100%.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be like questions and feelings lingering. You might be thinking about the next person and you take it out on the current person. So that's not fair to them.
I kind of disagree. I think you can be in love with more than one person, but you can't be committed to more than one person. Because sometimes you love someone and y'all didn't work out. You never really got the closure in that situation. So that love is still there, but you had to move on because it just didn't work out, kind of stuff like that. Now, you can't be committed to this person in love and then still be committed in love to someone else. People have, concubines in other cultures. They make it work and stuff like that.
I don't really think it's love. It's just a closure. Because have you ever went back to a relationship that didn't work out before, Marv?
Yes, and
How
then
did it work?
And then you realize, like, I know why I wasn't with
Exactly.
this motherfucker.
So
But when you didn't have
Just
closure
the closure
in your head, you was just like, I still want that
ain't
kind of
love.
stuff.
Exactly.
He's right though. That ain't
That's
love.
not love. It's just the closure, the like what if factor that's keeping you still reminiscing on the old person. But once you guys finally close the deal and the chapter's done, you're done. You just switch the
What
button.
about you?
I think it's the fear of moving on that a lot of people have. You could be in love with somebody and then, they put you through a bunch and then you keep staying with them and keep hoping and praying that they're going to get better. It's simply because you're afraid of what could happen next.
Yeah.
If you cut that off and then it's like, oh, will I ever find somebody else that I can love the same way? When you were younger, that energy's there. But as you get older, you're thinking of who can I build with? Who can I make a family with? Yeah. Being in love with two people at the same time, I'm going to have to agree with Evan on that one. I don't think it's possible.
You remember my man, Mr. Cheeks, what was that song?
I'm in love, I'm in the mix with two women.
Yeah.
I can't let none of them go.
We love certain aspects of people. Sometimes the person you with, you love them, but they're missing certain things. And then the person that you still caught up with had those things, and you love that about them too.
So I'm gonna answer the question also, right? I feel like I'm gonna agree with them. I don't feel like you can't really love two people because you really can't love two people because the one person you focus on, you can't grow with that person because your mindset will never be there 100%. When you love somebody, it got to be 100% you dedicated to them. So if you lingering at, okay, if this isn't working, I'm gonna go back to Sandra. I'm gonna go back to Angie, whatever. That means you wasn't committed in the relationship anyway. You just using it as a crutch.
Exactly.
So
as a rebound.
As a rebound, it's something to things get better, right? But I feel like 100%, you can only love one person at a time. Definitely. I don't feel like you can love two people. That's just my opinion.
I don't know. I just feel like we commitment and love kind of thing. Like, I really do think for a while we do love multiple people at the same time. We just realize certain people aren't good for them.
Okay.
Think about any of and I also think we love in stages. We love differently as kids versus what we love as adults. You know what I'm saying? Like there's probably women. I'm married. I've been married almost 9 years and change. There's women. Thank you. There's women I know in the past that I could probably still have love for. But I know that person wasn't good for me. So that's what turns it off kind of thing like that.
Okay.
I mean, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Even with that, the best thing to do if you're in that type of situation, just stop. Don't go to the next relationship. Find love for yourself. Build up and get that closure.
Well, we live in a society where sometimes we got to have something in the mix. Like me, the reason why I joke with people like, I'd be terrible trying to have a side situation because I'm the type of situation like, if I'm fooling with you, I want to be kind of like all in and stuff like that. Like you can't be having a joint in the side and then like you really getting down with them because it's just like you don't know what they're doing, kind of stuff like that. You can't bring stuff to home and stuff like that. So all of that kind of plays into the situation. You know what I mean? But some people can love freely and not care. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's built differently. So my next question is, can you share your heart with more than one person? It's kind of the continuation of
No.
Unless it's like a parent going from sharing the love with the wife and sharing the love with the children. That's basically
that 100% what he's saying. You could share your love with your mom and your wife, but you can't share your love with two women. It can't happen. It can't happen.
Yeah. So dudes make it their business to be able to be intimate with multiple people, but you can't share your heart with someone.
No.
Well, I don't know. You would have to ask Nick Young about that one.
But, couple of them, Stevie J's and all the other joints.
It's a lot of work to do that.
Yeah.
Some men feel like, you know what?
It's a lot of work being cheated.
I love hard, so I'm able to love. Some dudes still in love with their baby mother, but they're in a whole new relationship, and they can't get over the fact that someone else is with their baby mother because they still love their baby mother. That's possessive, right? Yeah. So that's not real love.
Owned her, so he's like, you know what, nobody can have her. And a lot of times, a lot of people now, when you break it down, even when you look back at your past relationships, it wasn't really love when you break it down. I look back at a lot of chicks I told I loved them. I'm like, I didn't love her. She did this for me. She cooked. She cleaned good hair.
I love the concept of her. I love the ideal of her.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think a lot of times that's what we have to educate ourselves on. Like we love ideals, we love concepts, but we don't necessarily love people because love is just not the bright shit. Love is that dark shit in the corner.
Exactly.
But we get infatuated with that light shit that Shorty cooked for me. Shorty did this for me.
Love is when you don't have a pot to piss in. Well, that person ride or die for you because that's when you're gonna find out you got a real one. Exactly. Not when the lights are all bright and everything is good. When you hit that low point to the point like fuck it, so we might not make it. That's when you know shit. I got a real one on my team.
Honestly,
and vice versa.
That's what the same situation with my wife. When I was at the top, she was there. When I hit rock bottom, she was my rock.
Yeah,
she was the one to
Let's
say,
hold you
listen,
down.
you got to move forward. I say, you know what? If I don't put a ring on this, I'm stupid.
Yo, I didn't realize I didn't realize the value of my wife until I went to my dark place. I got sick. I don't want to go to my personal business on here, but I got sick, and then I had to force her to leave, to be like, yo, you got to go to work tomorrow or whatever. That's when I had the level of respect to say, you know what? I got to make this work because this is a real one. Sure. A lot of chicks, I could have got sick and be like, yo, all right, dog, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So that's when you hit rock bottom, you realize and you appreciate that person to know who you got.
And I think a lot of times you'll find out people love and appreciate the concept of who you are, but not necessarily love you in particular, because things could get dark. See, people could get ghosts. You know what I'm saying? Love is when it's just like, this person get on my goddamn nerves, but I love them so much, I take the good with the bad. Because it's easy to love that person with the bag, who always take care of you and stuff like that. But what about that person that need to borrow your car and $20 till Tuesday type shit? You know what I'm saying? Can you love that person?
That's a fact.
Can you love that person knowing that your people's man is a millionaire doing all this stuff like that, and your man don't have it all together, but he's trying? You know what I'm saying? Love will have you thinking like, do I love this person or am I just staying around kind of thing?
That's a fact.
So the last question I want to ask on this topic, and then we'll talk more about what y'all got going on, is would you rather have open love or miserable monogamy? Right, because we said listen, we said this.
Trouble right now.
Let me tell you why I said that.
Let me see if she listens.
Get another drink. Pass the Ciroc for them. That one was deep because I was like,
let me tell you why I say that, right? Let me tell you why I say that, right? Because when people are with celebrities and stuff like that, right? No disrespect, like Cardi B with Offset, Beyonce with Jay-Z and stuff like that. We know Jay-Z, he does his thing, which is crazy, right? Because you think you got Beyonce. Where do you go from there?
Why would you do that?
Men are men, and sometimes the nature of being with someone that busy, that's, what's the name, you get lonely kind of thing like that. So I say that, would you rather be, open love? You're happy, but your situation open because you know that person dips or does whatever. Or being monogamy, like that person committed to you, but that person's miserable. That person doesn't treat you right, kind of stuff like that.
No. I'm in open.
Rather open love than miserable monogamy. What about you?
Shit. I rather open love because I can't that miserable shit. I can't balance that shit. Eventually. You know what happens when you're
miserable? Get tiring.
Yeah, you get tired, and then you start acting a way that you're not
it's
before.
Draining.
It's draining. You start hanging out with your boys, and they realize the change in you. It's all kind of shit.
I rather be like Mario Winans. I don't want to know.
You know what I'm saying? So open love. I don't. Yeah, that other shit is draining.
I might as well just go with the open. Like you said, happiness is key, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Happiness is key.
That other stuff gonna stress you out.
That's why when men be on some ego shit and stuff like that, it's just like, oh, yeah, my woman cheat, I'm leaving and stuff like that. I don't get it twisted. I understand that and stuff like that. But sometimes you're monogamous to someone who's miserable, and you're just like, yo, I'm trying to be committed to this situation, shit like that. I'm being a good person, but you're fucking unhappy, yo.
And you become unhappy.
Yeah.
You ever seen you look at some.
Now you start wanting to kick cats. Like what that cat did to you, you're just miserable. You know what I'm saying?
Company, man.
You looking at people smiling, you mad because they smiling. You like, why you so happy?
Yeah. And then you start envying fake, social media happiness. Look what they doing. Yeah. But everybody's different. The reason why I brought that up is because I was having a conversation with a friend, and she was just like, I told her, I gave a scenario. You with your man for 12 years. You found out in year 3 he cheated. But y'all been rocking for the last 12 years. You never even knew and stuff like that. But you came across a letter or something. And she's just like, I'm leaving him. I'm like, yo, you was happy for 12 years. He cheated in year 3. You didn't even know about it. You fell upon it, but he never made you feel a certain kind of way.
You know what, though? Into the question, what you're saying is, when I was in my 20s, I would have the same fucking amount. Now that I'm a new parent, and then, you know, the bag is a lot heavier. So I'd be like, you know what? Let me see what's going on. Maybe there was something I did that didn't fulfill it. You know what I'm saying? Because cheating cannot just be physical. Sometimes you're not just paying attention to the fact that, you know what? They want to talk. Mm-hmm. They want to have certain aspects of the relationship that you're not looking at. You think you do everything right because you just doing A, B, and C. But you didn't do D that you didn't focus on. And that person at work she's talking to, that person is listening to D. Yeah. And that's what happened. So she cheating on you, texting him and all that. She didn't fuck him yet or whatever. But they still conversing because you're not paying attention to the little things.
Well, that's mental cheating.
But the emotional is worse than the physical. To me, at least.
Because they're dependent on somebody else to vent to.
Exactly.
In my 20s, I'm like, man, I'm out. Now in my 30s, I'm like, damn. I'm going to be upset.
It's a lot to consider.
I'm going to be upset about it, but I'm going to say, you know what? She gotta give me that conversation to see what I missed first. You know
and then another thing is just like you hit it on now. Was she coming to me about certain shit and I was just pushing her to the side?
Exactly.
And then she went and got after she spoke to me that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why to me I always tell people there's levels to it, and people always think, oh, you a sucker now for women cheat. I'm like, yo. People always say if a woman cheat or I'm leaving stuff like that. I'm like, yo,
it ain't that easy, bro.
What do y'all have
It ain't
together?
that easy,
you know
bro.
what I'm saying?
Especially married or you in a real relationship, it ain't that easy. It's easy to say, yo, nah, I ain't fucking with them. But when you got real life stuff going on, and then if you have kids involved in that, it's a whole different dynamic. Process. So you like, you know.
So we all say open love,
open love, yeah.
Monogamy. Yeah, to be honest with you, miserable monogamy is tough because you're committed to the ideal, but this person is not meeting you halfway, so it sucks.
That's a fact.
So that's the end of this episode. You guys were great guests. I want to give you guys a second to shout out your situation, let them know the name, the location, how they can follow you on social media, so that way they can get about it.
Well, first and foremost, thank you. I mean, this was definitely a fun thing to do. It's 147 New Hyde Park Road. It's Amp Fitness Incorporated. We have boxing, fitness training, weight loss, weight gain, muscle building, so on and so forth.
Is there a website or a social?
Well, we do have a website, but it's only for booking and so on and so forth. Okay. But we do have social media. We have Instagram. We have Facebook. It's
what is it?
Mr. _Amp Fitness, Amp _Fitness Incorporated. And I'm Terrell Imperato, and that's Edmund Dorcelis. You'll see both of our names pop up once you look it up.
Ladies, y'all was getting crazy when I posted my man picture outside of the Corvette. Yeah, so come through, follow, show that love. You know
I had to change a couple of my pictures up when I seen that shit hit the fan. I said, oh, what's going on here? This man's a real sex symbol now.
Yes, I know you guys are business together, but do your shout out, say whatever you want to say.
If you're looking to get in shape, come join us.
That's it.
So what is y'all target though? Like, is it any age or what about the classes? I know do y'all run classes, certain classes? Boot camp classes.
Monday, Thursdays, and Friday.
Give us the time. This is the time.
So basically it's Mondays, Thursdays at 7 p.m. and then we have one Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
That Saturday 10 a.m. crucial because sometimes you might have to work late, but Saturday at 10 you can make that happen.
We have DJs, food, everything.
Music, it's worth it. And then with the weather getting better, we might even just take it out to the track, go old school. Just get you in your natural environment.
And this is out in Long Island, right? You said Franklin Square.
Out in Long Island, Franklin Square. We have classes for kids too.
See, that's crucial with the kids.
Childhood obesity, man. We got to attack that. And then for the athletes out there, if you out there, you're trying to get prepared for your next season, this is the place you want to be.
That's what's up.
That's good.
What about you, Cliff? You want to do any shout-outs?
Shout out for you guys coming through. I like what you're doing. Keep up the great work. And just stay positive and network with each other, right? What you're saying. Everybody's doing fitness, right? Everybody think they know fitness, right? But people that target all audiences, that's how you be successful. Yeah. I appreciate you guys coming through. Keep working hard. That's my shout out.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
And I just want to say, continue to show love, show M Fitness the love. We're going to have their information commented in this video so you can go through and follow up and stuff like that. And I always say support people who look like you, support people that you know, because we so quick to support Rihanna or somebody famous that we don't know. Support the people who trying to build like you. That's how we get better as a people, when we support people who look like us, support people. I feel like it's so easy to support somebody once they doing their thing. Sure. Support people while they're trying to build up. And that's, like I always say, chase your legacy and not your liabilities. And we out. Peace.
Peace.
Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kind of sweet and you want to be friends, though? It's cool, though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo.